So let's now talk about quartiles, another discussion topic in 3.4. So generally, data can be divided into data after putting in order can be divided into 4 separate quarters. So the idea now is that the first quartile, or as a notation, we're calling it a Q1. Basically, the first quartile contains the first 25% of data. So once again, like I said, data can be divided into 4 different quarters of data. So we go by 25%, 25%, and 25%. And so the first quartile is basically contain the first 25% of data. The second quartile the second quartile, or as a notation, is the Q2. The second quartile adds another 25% to the first 25% of data. Or in other words, the second quartile contains 50% of data. And the third quartile Q3, and it adds the third quartile adds another 25% to Q2. And so this third quartile contains 75% of data. And that's the idea. Or another way of thinking, first quartile, you can also think of first quartile as P sub 25. That's another way how you can understand it. The second quartile, you can call that Q2. That's a notation for that. Or Q2 is the exact same as P sub 50th, or the 50th percentile. Q3, in other words, you can understand Q3 or third quartile as the 75th percentile, P75. And so, of course, think about it. The last quarter of your data is gonna be those values that fall above the third quartile. So the last quarter of data would definitely fall above Q3, which is the 75th percentile, or the third quartile. And another point to be addressed here is that in quartile is that the third quartile, or you can call that the P sub 75, or wait a minute, the second quartile, or we can call that the 50th percentile, is also the median. Because the median is the middle center. Or in other words, it's the 50th percentile. And now in the concept of a quartile, the median is a Q2, is a second quartile.